dimanche le 16 août 2020. Aujourd'hui, on a pacté la voiture comme des fous. La voiture était pleine de stock. On a resté dans la voiture pour 2 heures. Puis après, on s'est installé. Demain, on va faire aller à Omega à 9h max. 2. Une courte randonnée en après-midi. Puis après, on relaxe. Amour de Camille.
Go. So weird.
I got more. Okay, that's it. That's all I got, buddy. Ow, my fingers.
Are you cutting it slices of apple? So this little bandit interrupted our lunch. We had everything out, and she came and started eating everything. So we've packed it back up. Clem can't believe what's going on. It's okay, we gave her that carrot to get her to go away.
Come take a picture of just this.
Okay. Oh, there's Camille. Let's go.
See, I make Canada's hockey team symbol.
Canada's hockey team symbol?
Yeah, the C, the line number.
Oh, the Canadiens. The Habs.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, we better go because look at the water.
Hey there, friendlies. It's what, 17th of August in 2020, and we're spending a few days glamping in the Parc National de Plaisance in eastern Quebec, sort of right next to where Montebello is. It's a pretty small park, doesn't have any huge forests or anything. It's kind of an island, so there's a lot of fields with like grasslands. It's pretty nice. We've been rained on a lot. We're getting rained on again right now, and it's also been quite hot, but all in all we've had a good time. We arrived yesterday. Today we got up, did a few things, and we went to Parc Omega. That's kind of one of those safari kind of parks where you drive through and you feed carrots to the animals and stuff. We just got back a little while ago and had some supper, and now the girls are off showering and I'm just kicking back and relaxing. And I'm gonna wash the supper dishes a little later. Hey, I just want to say something. If you're new around here and you want to stay up to date on other cool videos from this channel about outdoorsy stuff like bushcraft and bushcraft cooking and camping and hiking, then please subscribe and hit that little bell so you won't miss anything. Thanks a lot. What do we got here? Salmagon, or Salmagoni? No, Salmagon by Microbrasserie La Fabrique in Matane, Quebec. This is an American Amber Ale at 4.8%. If it's an American Amber Ale, shouldn't it be more like a 3% or something? Anyways, and it's 500 mils. I love this bottle. I think I've had this before, but I am unsure. Sorry, I dropped the cap between the boards on this picnic table. Oh well, I'll get to them later. Ooh, it's hoppy, citrusy. There's an IPA element there that I'm not too into, but it doesn't overpower the whole thing. So I like a certain amount of I like a certain amount of bitterness. I don't like it to be too hoppy though. I'm not into IPAs. I'm not into any variant of IPAs. I've had one IPA that I didn't hate by Bad Tattoo Brewing in Penticton, Quebec. No, and Penticton, British Columbia. It's in the Okanagan. But this sort of shies away from the IPA-ness, so it's pretty good. We brought a lot of beer with us, a lot of Quebec microbrew, trying out some new stuff. But yeah, I've had this before. You guys know I haven't been out of the city in a long time. COVID really messed with where you can and cannot go in Quebec for a long time. So we're glamping, we're in a utopia. But you know what? I'm not in a city. I'll take it. It hurts that my canoe camping trip with Pine Martin in May got canceled. Because I don't know if we can pick that up in October or something. I don't think we can. So it's like I may have lost an entire year on that, you know? In fact, it feels like I lost everything this year. It feels like I lost my entire summer. All the plans that I've had went on hold. I've been sort of trying to pull the channel back together from, okay, this was for winter. It's something I can do anytime, so drop it in now kind of deal. But I've been really happy about how the live streams have been going. The ones that are interviews and panel discussions, man, they excite me. I've had some great people on. Some of the regulars who always come on. I love it when they come on. One standout, just because there was no reason for him to start coming on, was Dave from up north of 60. He's a great guy. I don't know how he ever noticed me. His channel is fabulous, and he's in the north where I'm dying to go. Such a good guy. Such a good channel. I had Joe Robinette on. During the panel discussion and in the green room before and after, he is the real deal, guys. Man, he is such a nice guy. He knows his stuff. He's such a down-to-earth guy. I would love to be big enough and skilled enough to do even just an overnighter with that guy. There's Tyler Rodriguez, who you guys who watch my live streams have seen a lot. He's always got something interesting to say. He's an interesting guy. He's a young dude, but he's a maker. He and his girlfriend or wife, I'm not entirely sure because I never asked, but they're both makers. They both make great stuff. They're interesting kids. That's a terrible thing to say. They're interesting people. Come on, Jess. They're not kids. It's because I'm 2 years away from 50. I see everyone as kids. Get off my lawn. But I'm looking to see if my girls are coming back from the shower. So in some ways, what I'm trying to say is in some ways I'm very, very frustrated about my channel this year. But in some ways I'm really excited about it, and I'm feeling inspired and just raring to go. Another cool thing is that my subs have been slowly but steadily going up. And I spent a lot of months where I was really plateaued, so I'm excited about that as well. I even have 1 or 2 people finally supporting me on Patreon, which is really nice. I don't know, I don't even know what I'm really trying to tell you guys. Tomorrow's hiking. I'm going to try to bring you guys along for that. We're not here for that much longer. We're going on Wednesday, and I think today's already Monday. I don't like going back to the city after being out in the woods for a few days, but I'm very happy to be here right now. So yeah, maybe I'll catch you guys tomorrow. So So we're gonna do a little 3-kilometer loop today, en famille. I've got a bunch of bags on. Let's take a look. Gonna hit up a little trail. Right now we're just trying to find the trail. Wanna say hi?
Hi!
Okay, all right. Keep your distance. 20 meters between people. I'm thinking that's a typo. Camille is filming frogs. Get any good footage? Sorry. She's filming frogs. There are tons of them around here. They're very small and the colors are gorgeous. I tried to get you guys some footage without... let me get out of the sun here. Sorry about that, guys. I tried to get you guys some footage. I'm not sure if it turned out, but they're just beautiful. The colors are just gorgeous. Nature, man, it's magical. What the hell is that? Check this out. I don't know if a marais is a swamp or a marsh in English, but whatever it is, that's it. There's a trail. I think it comes just over, no. Anyways, there's a trail that sort of follows it, which we're gonna take. You know, it's funny, when you say the word marsh or swamp, you think of this ugly kind of Dagobah kind of environment, you know, but it's enchanting. There's all kinds of life. We keep seeing little frogs and stuff jumping around in there. There's like a plant matter growing across the top. It's a whole different environment than a river or an ocean or a creek. I wouldn't want to go swimming in it, but I think it's really nice. I'm going to be quiet now because Camille wants to film some as well. Well, somebody's this way. See through the trees there? That's the Ottawa River. We're pretty close to Ontario. You know, these hikes I take with my family are not nearly as strenuous as, say, that one I did on the Bruce Peninsula. Was it last year or the year before? But that's kind of not the point. On that hike I was alone, and it was just me and the natural world around me. On these hikes, I'm with my family, with, hey daddy, look at that frog. It's a whole different kind of experience. And to me, it's just as good. This is, it's not a gravel path, but it's like a sand path. But we've got a 20-month-old, you know? And the missus is carrying that 20-month-old in a backpack right now. And at the end of the day, we're surrounded by beauty anyway. So I don't see this as a lesser experience just because I'm not like pitching myself against nature or anything like that. This is a nice way to spend a day. It still smells like the forest. Still feels like the forest on a beautiful day. It's not too hot, finally. It looks gorgeous, smells beautiful, feels great. And those three people up there are my universe. So I call this an epic win.
Like you lost its skin.
Yep.
Well, it did.
Oh wow, it sure did. Look at that. Yeah, Camille's right. Look, something's been taking off the bark. So of course these trees are all gonna end up like that one. And those two. And this one. Weird. Plenty of mushrooms?
Tree.
All right.
All along this tree.
Oh yeah. Check it out. Boom. Man, this marsh is really different here than it was back at the beginning. Like here, it's a lot more sort of water, a lot less of that growth across the top. There are these big bush kind of things growing. This is my youngest daughter's water. She woke up a little while ago. They're like big clumps of bush or something growing in the middle there. Check this out, guys. See those big clumps of bush or whatever growing there? Wow. Okay, you see these? I was always taught that those were called bulrushes, but it seems that suddenly everyone's calling them cattails. So here's my question for this week, if I remember at the end of the video. Did you grow up calling these bulrushes or cattails? Let me know in the comments down below, okay? Thanks, guys. So we're here. When I told you guys before, oh, look over there, there's the Ottawa River. We were over here. And when I said that we're pretty close to Ontario, it's because if you swim to the other side of the Ottawa River, you're in Ontario. The mighty sumac, source of bushcraft lemonade. Well, that's all she wrote. Thanks for coming along on this little hike with us. If you like what we've been doing, then please get the conversation started down below. This week the question is,
did you grow up calling bulrushes cattails or cattails bulrushes?
And leave us a smiley thumb. If you don't like what we're doing,
leave us a frowny thumb.
Thanks for watching, guys.